back. Welcome back to episode B. This is Dave.
And Dave.
And together we are
Twin Linked.
Oh, Dave. I don't know about you, but I came back bruised and battered from Bakersfield.
What do you expect when you travel down to Bakersfield?
Man, those are some tough SOBs down there, bro.
I don't want to say I was surprised, but so we got there. So Dave won a tournament in Fresno.
That's right. I don't know how.
So we show up in Bakersfield, and I'm like, where are the little kids at?
Yeah, where's my Kramer karate experience?
Yeah.
Where's the baby seals that can club who are just lying there waiting for me to sneak up on them?
If you can't spot the baby seals in the hobby shop,
it might be you.
It might be you.
Oh,
look at these
man.
eyes.
Oh.
Nice.
All right, so here we are in Fresno. The tournament starts at 10 a.m.
Sharp.
Per the event page on Facebook.
Per the interwebs.
The interwebs.
And the internet does not lie.
So, for those of you who don't know me good, I have an issue when it comes to being late. I have to be early or on time. I cannot, for anything, much less a tournament, right, where you got to be there on time for sure.
And I was born late, so you can blame my mother because I haven't caught up yet.
So it's a bit of a challenge, right? I got to get Dave out the door, get him early. We have to high five if he's actually waiting for me when I show up, all that kind of good stuff.
I was ready to go. Everything's outside, ready to rock.
It was one of our fastest deployments. You talk about setup for a 40K. This is one of our fastest deployments out the gate.
Went to sleep at 3 a.m., got up at 6 a.m. I was out in the garage waiting for Dave to pull up.
It's a miracle. Miracle,
and
little baby Jesus.
We went.
And we went down south and we got there, man, like just before 9, Dave, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
just
a
before
pretty
9.
Easy drive.
It's
not bad.
Wasn't bad. It was a Saturday, so traffic was light.
We made a stop. Where did we stop?
Rest station?
Oh, that was in Bakersfield. Oh, we stopped at a rest stop, but we're not supposed to talk about that, Dave.
Oh my!
We stopped at a rest
things
stop.
that go on at a Caltrans restaurant. Anyway, go ahead.
What happens at the Caltrans rest stop stays at the Caltrans.
Stays. That's like a reservational type property.
And then we had some time to stop in Bakersfield and then find the shop, and there we are. We're at the shop.
There we are, right?
At 9:26.
9:20. It might have even been earlier. Anyway, so we get there plenty of time. We're like, all right, perfect. We'll get there at 9:30. We'll get inside. We'll get registered, and boom, we'll be off and running at 10. Of course, we were the only car in the parking lot. Crickets. I'm like on Facebook, hello, my dice are hot, let's get going.
And he did say that. There's somebody coming open the door, my dice are hot.
My dice are hot.
As we're dodging the vacuum truck, the parking lot.
The vacuum truck. Anyways, just so you know, at Autos, Video Games and More, 10 o'clock means registration begins at 10.
Don't say that.
No.
Because it was explained to us that you got to do that, otherwise some people are going to show up at 12.
Yeah.
So we learned our lesson.
Yeah, we did. So anyway, yeah, registration begins at 10 and gameplay sometime thereafter.
Just go play.
Anyway, so we get down there and let's talk about what we took, Dave.
What'd you take?
Well, I brought my death card, so I went pretty much all death card this time. Tried to come up with some different ideas. My goal was that I'd have
win.
Well, actually, that's not true. I didn't go all death guard. I had a chaos soup, but I had 2 battalions. So I had a death guard, a group that would have 2 units of plague marines, and they would go with a chaos lord to give them bonuses to the rerolls. And then I threw in 2 foul blight spawns. So if someone alpha charges into me, because I didn't bring my nurglings this time.
I can't stand those things.
What those things do is if they charge within 7 inches of you, instead of being considered a charging unit, they get in the rotation, like post-charge rotations, right? So maybe it gives you a chance to fight back before you get double, triple struck and stuff like that.
Thunderstruck.
But I have to say, the foul blight spawn were the stars of the show. We'll get back to them when we get into the games. And all my plague marines were in rhinos, and then I had another little group of plague marines that were my flankers. They had their own chaos lord, and they were all plasma guns. So I had 3 plasma guns, 2 on the plague marines, and 1 on their sergeant. So they're in their own rhino on a flank. I had some chaos cultists in my soup. I had a Dark Apostle that rode with a group of 8 Berserkers and a Rhino. I had some Plague Bearers. What else did I have? Oh, and I brought Ahriman, the Master Sorcerer himself, on a disc for a little warp time action on the Berserkers. So my idea is I shoot them downfield. They get into combat and they just start hacking stuff
What's
up.
a disc? Is it like a hoverboard?
Yeah. All right, so that's pretty much my army. I had Typhus in there as well. I like him because I was thinking Relic. Like I used to like to bring Typhus because I could deep strike him right down to the Relic. He's very difficult to kill. But in this game, I don't have Poxwalkers. We played the new ITC missions that don't have a Relic mission in them, and Typhus was, I think, some wasted points. And then lastly, I brought the Plague Burst Crawler. I got one of those brand new Plague Burst Crawlers, and it looks really neat.
Super cool. It's almost as cool as the Lehman Russ.
It's cool looking, but I don't think I'm using it right. So
I get that a lot.
yeah, we'll talk about that as I get into my games. Dave, what'd you bring?
Cool looking, but
I get that a
play
lot.
it right.
Well, I get no respect.
So I brought Astra Militarum.
Oh man, I've heard that they're one of the best armies
Pretty good.
in the game right now.
I believe I had a battalion. Is that the one with 2 HQs and
Yep, and 3 troops.
troops? I took
Yeah.
more than 3 troops. So I took that. Then I had what's the detachment with HQ and fast attack, and then a couple.
Vanguard Strike or Spearhead,
It's an Outrider.
Outrider. There you go.
Outrider. I took 2 Spearhead, which are the heavies. So I think I had 6 guard squads with laser cannon in them and a sergeant, 2 chimeras, 4 scout sentinels.
Scout Sentinels. What'd you arm those up with, Dave?
Well, I went WYSIWYG.
Good, yeah.
3 of them
should.
have laser cannons on them, and one's got a flamer.
Ah.
I want them all to have flamers, but like laser cannons on there, that's why I'm going to play them because I'm wanting to move them the whole time.
Yeah, they're supposed to be a
then-
mobile unit, so I dig it.
And then I had a Lehman Russ Punisher and a Hellhound,
Oh,
and then a couple of company commanders, a Lord Commissar, and Commissar Yarick himself.
so wait a minute. I didn't hear any artillery. You must have had artillery in there
Oh, I got the
somewhere.
laser cannons. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I had one Wyvern and 2 Manticore.
Okay, that's better. All right.
Minor oversight.
Minor oversight. So what Legion tactics were you using?
I was not using any.
Oh, you were playing Codex
I
still.
was playing out of the index because
Oh,
you
index, that's
had, you had picked up the Codex for me
Yeah.
earlier in the week, and I hadn't had a chance to look at it.
To really get into it
I'm
yet.
just going to play straight out the Codex for now. But I did take a look at or straight out of the index.
Right.
I did look at the Codex since then. I'm very excited. Very excited.
Very excited. Well, that's good, Dave. That's good. All right, let's keep trucking. Let's get into our games a little bit, shall we?
All right.
Oh, man.
So T.O. Chad gets us all set up.
Tio Chad.
T.O.
Hey,
Chad, not your uncle.
hey, Tio.
T.O. Chad, it's 40K
Chad.
time.
Orale.
You had me at 40. I had to say that again.
King Cobra.
So tournament organizer Chad gets us all set up. Great job, Chad. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
thank
I
you.
believe he's in the picture we'll have at the end with the tournament participants.
I'd like to point something out real quick. Tio Chad, right? This is how easy 8th edition is. He gets it going, he uses the BCP player app, gets a start, and then he goes and plays Magic the Gathering. Awesome. He doesn't even have to babysit it. I mean, it's nice. It's so different in the 7th edition,
Yes.
right, Dave? Man. All right.
Absolutely. And
Go
there
ahead.
were a couple of people who had questions, and we just, as soon as somebody asks a question, half the crowd chimes in.
Yes. Yeah, it was nice. It was good.
All right, so let's hear about your first game.
Okay, so my first game, I played Rod Proctor. Rod, big shout outs to you. So Rod is a new player, and he brought this big old soup of Space Marines, right? So he had taken a bunch of Space Marines he got from starter boxes, from all these other places. So he just has this crazy hodgepodge Space Marine army, but at least they are all painted similarly. He was using like this gold and purple paint scheme. It was kind of cool because it was super bright on the table, looked real good. He had a Vindicator. I don't think I've ever seen. I have one. I own one. I've played with it once. But he brought it. I was like, wow, man, Vindicator, and he kind of put it in the middle of the table where it had a lot of cover, so it had a good chance for cover save. So he was trying to hold that middle with the Vindicator. Mm-hmm. He had 2 vulnerable ironclads on the outside edges, and then he had like 3 Devastator squads in the back. He had a couple just regular Space Marines in the middle with his Vindicator, Librarian with a junk pack, Terminators. What? That's right, Terminators, Deep Striking Terminators, and then like a Warlord or a captain on a bike with a Power Fist. It was some old school, really a 7th edition army. But
good old days.
Apparently, it was more than sufficient against my Death Guard combo plate. Excuse me. So, I'll come right off the bat. Man, those Devastators at a distance, even without rerolls, were knocking off my Rhinos fairly easy. My Plague Burst Crawler was not doing good work. I made big mistake, and as I ran my Berserkers up the left side of the table to try to get back there and cause us trouble. And when I did, I opened up an open pocket behind me, and it allowed Rod to drop in his Terminators right there in that open pocket. So I totally just dropped my pants for him, right? Open up the backside.
I don't know what that means, but I hear you.
It means I was exposed.
Oh, okay.
I was exposed to attack from the rear, Dave. And he dropped those Terminators right in. And they didn't do a whole lot of work back there, but they did enough, right? They caused me to slow my forward momentum. I kind of had to turn around and react to them. My Death Guard did get out of the Rhinos 1 round earlier. If I could have got 1 round deeper, I think they were doing some fantastic work. The rerolls on the 1s, the Plague weapons. I had my Warlord had the Arch Contaminator, which allows you to reroll all Plague weapons. So, I mean, they did great. What was that guy called again? The Foul Blightspawn.
Foul.
2d6 shot. Oh. What is it? 1d6 shots. The strength is 2d6. And however, it's a -3 on armor, and each wound does 3 damage.
Now I remember what you were talking about.
So, man, I wiped out that Vindicator in one. Man,
I haven't played against these yet.
It was ridiculous. I rolled like 5 shots. They auto hit. It was strength 9 versus toughness 7 or 8, whatever the Vindicator was. So I needed 3s, and I'm re-rolling to wounds. I ended up all 5 wounds going through. He needs a 6 to save. 3 points times 5 is 15.
3 each?
3 each.
Not D3.
No, not D3. It is legit. It's on a character. It's the only thing he's got. He has no other ranged weapons, and he only moves at like 5. So
what's the range of this weapon?
9 inches. But you have to get him all in that right spot. I mean, he's dangerous right there, but people got to come to you.
What's this thing called? I'm gonna put a post-it on this thing.
A Foul Blight Drone or Blight Spawn. Foul Blight Spawn.
Foul Blight Spawn. It's a character.
Mm-hmm.
He's a character.
He is a character.
What's this guy cost?
77 points.
Oh, ridiculous.
Well, it's random strength, but I don't know. They worked really good, but it has to get close, and you have to be able to get them.
D6 attacks?
Yes, that's correct.
With 3 wounds each?
Yeah.
Tell me another weapon that does that.
All kinds. But
what?
I don't know yet off the top of my head. Anyways, where was I?
Losing to Space Marines.
Yeah. So my Death Guard were able to come into the middle. They were established in the middle. I had to drop Typhus into the backfield to try to get a distraction for all those Devastator squads that were just hammering me. And he did okay. He was able to take out one, but they wiped him out pretty quick. I made him push him all the way back, and I was slowly overcoming him. But on points, he just outscored me, killing all my Rhinos using the new missions. He had Big Game Hunter, and he maxed out on those. And what are you going to do? It was a great game. Rod played well. I think if we'd gone a little bit longer, we only went to turn 4. I might have been able to keep pushing on the table, and I might have been able to win that. But at turn 4, wasn't enough. And bam, lost my first one, 13-18. 13. So neither one of us had scores up in the 30s, Dave's. But 13-18 was that final score.
I don't think I scored 30 points total.
Well, tell us about your first game, Dave.
All right, my first game, I played against Sid Sadu, playing Tyranids.
Sid what?
Sadu.
Nice.
Sid Sadu, playing his Sid's Nids.
Mm-hmm. That's
Excellent.
right, Sid's Nids.
Sid's
Yeah.
Nids. He had an excellent army, all nicely painted. I don't like Tyranids. I just don't like them.
They're a challenge, man.
They are. He had, I think he had two pretty healthy squads of Gene Stealers. He had the Swarm Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Two of those guys that shoot those backfield heavy artillery.
Exocrine,
Don't like those. And then the one that comes up through your floor.
the Yucca Throat. Does he bring friends with him?
Yes, he did bring friends
All right,
with
so
him.
he's the Tunnelvore.
Yeah, the Tunnel War.
The Tunnelvore.
The
That's a
burrower,
new
the
one.
Gopher.
The Gopher.
The Gopher. So, what was that board? So I was huddled up in the corner. I actually didn't put all of my units into the Chimeras because I'm like, I'm not going to run over there. There's no reason for it.
Right.
But I am going to use Chimeras to flex out. I set up my Sentinels to flex out a little bit, try and control where he can come up with that guy a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So he was out on the outside of me. That was good. I prioritized the Gene Stealers
You have to.
because they're so quick coming in.
Yeah.
Fortunate enough to get rid of them. Couldn't take out. I didn't even fire a shot at those. I might have fired a couple shots at those artillicranes.
Yeah, the
But I
Exocrines.
couldn't. There's so much coming at you so fast.
Yes.
Really got to focus on that stuff that's coming at you. Put maybe a one or two on the Swarm Lord. I did some to the Gopher.
So
Everybody that came in with the Gopher, I got rid of them.
was the Swarmer able to get into your lines, Dave?
This is what fascinated me. My experience with the Tyranids has been through my nephew Matthew.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of flyers.
Yeah, he likes to play with them. He still
He's
got them
gonna
from
come at
7th
you.
edition. Uh-huh.
He just comes straight at you. And you play him quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
He
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily win, but he comes straight at you and thumps some stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was bracing for.
Right.
Sid with Sid's Nids. He did come and whack a couple of. He moved up. He came all the way up, but then he stayed behind some terrain
Oh.
and sat on an objective.
Playing with the Swarm Lord?
Yep.
Hmm.
Then he let the Gopher go and smash a Lehman Russ and take another objective. So it was. I thought it was going to be close, but he wound up holding quite a bit more than I did, and he was getting his points every round, which I was failing to do. So it was a fun game. I got to play against Tyranids in a radically different way than I'm accustomed to playing against Tyranids,
That's fun.
and it was fun.
Yeah, yeah, super cool. Yeah, so just to talk about the new missions just a little bit, Dave. The scoring patterns are they have preset objectives out on the table, right?
I think our first scenario we had 6.
Yes, we had 6 on scenario number 1. So there's these preset ones out, and at the end of your turn, you score, right? You score if you hold any objectives at all, you get a point. If you killed one or more enemy units, you get a point, right?
Yes.
So that's the end of your turn. Your opponent does the same thing at the end of their turn.
If I kill the unit, I get a point. If I hold at least one objective, I get a point.
Right. And then if at the end of the battle
round,
turn, at the end of the round, whoever holds the most objectives and whoever kills the most of the enemy gets another point for that. So you can get up to 4 points per round, right? And then there's secondaries, which are similar to the Nova missions. You pick 3 secondaries and you try to get points on those as the game goes along, each of which can be worth up to
4.
4 points, right? All right, so that was our first game. I lost, not by a whole lot, but I lost.
Well, let me go with my. Oh yeah, I lost my first game.
Go ahead, Dave.
My second game, he didn't have a chance.
Oh,
He didn't have a chance at all. I had a bye.
hey, sit this one out, Patton.
So that's the one game I won. Got to talk to some young gentlemen. We're putting some models together. Great young men.
Oh,
I
there
got
you
to
go.
meet Richard Palomino. Richard Palomino that day. He's like, I've been thinking about playing.
Like the
He
horse?
talked to you, Palomino. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you talked to him a little bit. He talked
Yeah.
to some other players. Picked up a rule book and
An index, right?
an index.
What?
He's going to play Tau,
Oh, no.
but he's going to play. So
Well, that's fantastic. You know, yeah, he was around the tournament. He came over to my table on game 2. Asked if he could just sit there and watch. So we had him pull up a table. I said, hey, feel free to ask questions. I've already lost one, so I'm not here to win, right? I'll just be more than happy to answer the questions. And once
This
again,
was not his demeanor Saturday.
well, by then I was already kind of, The second game played against another great guy. Let me see. I have his name right here. Hold on.
Well, we had
just
gone
a
to
second.
lunch right before the second game, right?
Yes, we did.
We did get a lunch break after the first game.
Yes. Right next door.
Excellent lunch.
Teriyaki bowl inside the Asian market.
Mm-hmm.
Now this isn't like Asian market like it's a Save Mart called an Asian market.
No.
Dave, do you think there was one single square inch of floor space wasted?
No, I barely fit in there. I felt like I was Godzilla.
Yeah, it was like being in the game of Zone Mortalis. I mean, you're like Dungeons and Dragons. You're going through these little burrow tunnels of food and dried noodles and products. It was pretty awesome in there.
And the food was excellent.
Yeah, the food was good. I
excellent.
had a kung pao chicken.
I had Mongolian flavored something. I had beef and broccoli.
It
was
said
very good.
beef.
It had a lot of green onion. I loved that. It was great.
It was good. It was
Sesame
good.
seeds.
And it was
Wonderful.
fast, right?
Fast. They had some tables outside. Get to sit down and relax. Great conversation.
Oh, yeah. We saw a retired Adeptus Mechanicus guitar guy walking by.
Like, hey, I'm just waiting for a ride.
Hey, I'm going to take the bus if I can. We'll see how far my robotic body can get me. Oh, and he shows those.
He's got hoses hanging out.
Right in the middle of my
Well,
life.
I'll see you guys. I'll see you later.
Thank you very much.
I go back to my rice bowl here, buddy.
Old Priest of Mars working
Good
his
thing I
way
didn't
up.
get noodles. They got the best soup.
They did. That's a.
I'm like, it's running right through you. I can see it.
it was
That's why I
pretty
get
fun.
the soup. Anyway, great lunch.
So as you can see, Dave and I, we have fun no matter what's going on, man. We're down at a game. We're going out to lunch. We're smiling. We're meeting people. We're having a good
I had
time.
to buy. I went over and got a ice cream. There's a little basket.
Yeah, there's a Baskin Robbins right there. It's a nice little spot. There's a
Good times.
like
good
a
times.
beer house next door too.
So you had to play. I took a little me time in round two.
That's true. A second round, I played Clinton Carter. Clinton also fairly new to Warhammer, and he brought an IG army, and it was kind of this big old scatter mix. He had a little bit of Tempestus Scions in there. He did have. Hold on a second. Where's it at? A super heavy Shadow Sword, Dave. 3 twin heavy bolters and laser cannons. Ridiculous.
It's pretty good size. It's about the size of those new Fiat 500s. Just take that thing and put it up on the table.
Yeah, so
Got better range.
he kind of splayed out all across this side of the table. We played
Splayed.
short board, right? So short board with a 24-inch gap in between us, and we had pretty good, solid LOS line of sight blocking terrain in the middle. So I put my Berserkers and Ahriman on my left, and my Death Guard units on my right, and we all went forward together. I slung the Berserkers forward just like I was supposed to. So here's something I cannot seem to figure out. I slung them forward, and I left this big old pocket in my backfield. What happened, Dave?
Picture pocket.
Wrong. Yanked my shorts down and dropped 2 squads of plasma carrying Tempestus
That's why I
Scions
call picking
right in
the
the
pocket.
backfield.
That's my new tactic. It's called pick on the pocket. You pick that spot right in the middle, 9 inches away from everything. It's called pick in the pocket.
Oh man! So he has a direct
You
line.
do
to
it when somebody
Ahriman.
turns their back on you. Pick that pocket. Drop it in.
So he has a direct shot on Ahriman on my character. He has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plasma guns and a plasma pistol. I'm looking at like 13 or 15 shots. I can't remember exactly what it was. Plus a couple laser guns, whatever. Point blank range. Boop, 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 shooting the crap. Ahriman is like, he's on his little disc. He's going back and forth. It looks like the Green Goblin up there, dodging around. So,
Oh, I remember this now.
do you? I think I made
You're horrible.
like 10 4-up invul saves. He didn't hit me once. Not a single plasma shot got through. It was so
I
bad.
think I heard a little profanity coming from the table.
Oh yeah. If that had been a table flip moment for anybody, I rolled the first set because he had 2 lines. They were 2 separate squads. The first one was like 10 shots, and he rolled them, and he gets like I don't know what it was, like 7 hits, 6 wounds. I go, brrr, boom. All 5s, 4s, and 6s. All of them. And he's just like, what? And then it happened again. It was ridiculous.
Cheater dice.
Yeah, he had a
Those things
chance.
have been in the street, Dave. Those have been in the street. I'd chuck them things out to Buck Owens Boulevard.
He had a chance to turn the corner and go after, start working his way through my backfield, but because he failed that, they really started to struggle back there. My Berserkers did good work. They went downfield, killed the Chimera, killed the people inside the Chimera. Were working their way across his backfield. They were doing work. My Death Guard, though, really shined in this game. It's because I had line of sight blocking from his Shadow Sword, from his Super Heavy. And I was able to, take a pie plate around a corner and, in one round, I was able to shoot all my Death Guard down and wipe all that area out, right? Mm-hmm. And then the next round, I would shift and shoot. And he tried to bring stuff out to get me, and I used my Rhinos for a little cock blockery to keep them from coming around the corner. And then
I'd say clockery since we're PG-13.
Right, and then I'd move that Rhino out of the way and shoot him with my Death Guard. So I won that fight. It wasn't overwhelming. I didn't destroy him, but I was definitely eaten into his zone, and I won that one pretty handedly. He was a new player, great guy, Clinton Carter. Thanks for the game, Clinton. He was a lot of fun to play against. It was one of those, teaching experiences too, but I had a great time. Good people. How was that Sun game, Dave?
Oh, it was great. I think I took a little nap, talked to some guys, and had ice cream.
All right. Let's get back to the spanking, because spanking's funner. Dave, how'd that third game go for you?
Oh, no spanking in the third game.
No?
Nope. I tied. I tied. Now, there's a theme that I've heard when we're discussing our games. A theme over at Autos, which is owned by Auto, which is great.
Yeah.
And Otto's right there in the shop, so you get to meet Otto, you get to talk to Otto.
The man
Great
himself.
Guy.
Yeah.
Great guy. So anyway, I played against Gil Adami. And Gil said he's played maybe 5 games.
That's it?
Yeah. So the trend I saw at Autos was a lot of veteran players.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcore veteran players. Hardcore. Don't mess around. And also a lot of new players.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay.
Oh, that's great.
No, I didn't see anybody that had a problem playing against somebody. It's like, obviously the player's like, oh, I don't really know how to play. I'm like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We only made it through 2 rounds, but hey, no problem.
Yeah, you were kind of teaching as you played, huh?
Yeah, and what's really cool, like you mentioned against some of the people you played that have a mix of things that we don't think necessarily go together.
They're not meta.
Tactically.
Right.
And it just takes you back to when you used to buy models that you liked.
Oh.
It's like, why do I have that? Because I like it.
That's why I bought the Pipe Crawler.
Everything is stuff that people like playing with, and it's also exciting because Gil, like I said, 5 games, he was still in that. It's like, I get to shoot you right now.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything else. I'm not worried about mastering the melee game right now.
Right.
I'm shooting.
He's having fun.
It's like,
Did I tell you what? Rod Proctor, the first guy I played against, when we were all done, and he would just, he beat me. He's a newer player. He's just smiling ear to ear. He was so happy. He's all, man, I can see why people love this game.
Yes. And so I'm shooting away at, he's got this unit of Marines, and he played Dark Angels?
Yes.
And I'm shooting at this unit of Marines. I got to get it off the objective so we could finish the game and barely tie him. But so I'm shooting at him. I shoot at him with a Manticore. Shoot him with another Manticore. Get him down to one guy. Then I'm shooting at him with mortars.
Right.
That beautiful strength 4, no AP. And he's making his saves.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just grinning. And I'm like, this is what it's all about.
Right.
Because now I got to shoot. You got one guy over there with 1 wound, and I got to shoot this whole unit at him.
It's fun, though, right?
It's a lot of fun.
Fun.
Great game. Fun playing with Gil. Anytime. Play anytime.
Nice. All right, let's get down to my last game, and then we'll
nitty gritty.
Tie it all up. I played David Stanley, and he had kind of an Imperial Soup type of list. So he had Inquisitor Greyfax running around with some sisters. He had Celestine. He had Tech Priest action going on. Let's see what else he had in here. Custodian Guard, right? More sisters, some Vigilators, a Reaver squad that came in the backfield that almost got some trouble, but they ran into some plasma and that ended that. Some Astropaths, a Null Maiden Rhino, Basilisk for some deep backfield shooting. a venerable Land Raider, which is cruising around with his custodes in the back seat.
Yeah, this was the first army. When we walked in and I saw this, I'm like, where are we? What is this?
Yeah,
What's going on?
custodes.
Storm, what was that big giant?
Oh,
two big
and he
giant
had a shadow
tanks.
sword as well.
I'm like, where are we? I don't like Bakersfield anymore.
His shadow sword was running twin heavy bolter, the volcano cannon.
Spewing
Oh my god,
magma.
that thing is ridiculous.
Magma.
And sponsons with lace cannons and twin flamers. Like each lace cannon has
So
twin
they
flamers
get
on it.
they get a volcano cannon. I was all excited with my Hellhound having an Inferno cannon.
Have you seen the volcano cannon? It is
No.
like
Oh,
D6 shots, and each one does 2D6 wounds.
wow! I think they banned those in Hawaii. You can't use the volcano cannon in Hawaii.
So we had a fairly
Not cool.
not cool, man.
Not cool.
We had a fairly low train table. Most of the train at Autos, by the way, was really good. Thank you very much. But I could have used a little bit more against the volcano cannon. That thing was causing some trouble.
Can't run from volcano.
So
Lava.
he won. Did he seize? I think he might have seized. I don't know. But he won the roll off and got to go first. And that caused some problems. A lot of my rhinos got pooped right off the bat.
Lays cannons.
Yeah. In a way, I was lucky. He decided to come forward. He brought his sisters forward. He's trying to get those new ITC mission points and
You're
stuff like that.
Come to me,
Come
Joe.
to me, Jabu. Right? Yeah, exactly. So I was able to set up. My Death Guard had to get off early. There was a pyramid in the middle of the table. They took some high ground. Able to shoot down on their targets. And I tell you, whoever came in range of the foul blight spawn with that 3 wound, they paid the price. Celestine,
The Ridiculator.
Celestine comes flying right on up, right? Engages me in
The
combat.
little
They're like,
hummingbird.
oh look, Celestine's gonna wreck your whole army. He was so happy. He was so happy. That's gonna be really loud. And then my guys fell back. And he's like, "Oh, go ahead, try to shoot her. She's got 2 up saves. She's got this. She's got that. She got all foul, blight spot,
Automatic hits.
and she's dead, just like that." And he was like, "What? -3?" And so she has invul saves, but no. I mean, she got to resurrect. She resurrected on the other side of the table. He knew better than to come back to that. Right, but then he's driving that venerable Land Raider right up in my face. Boom, 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 boom. Took that thing out. And then the Custodes got out, and he was all, oh man, my Custodes are going to wreck face. Boom. The first thing they hit, they wreck face. And then what do? I fall back. My little foul blight spawn guys just hose down his entire.
I don't like this guy.
Oh, man.
Already. I'm gonna identify this model. I'm gonna get like flashcards.
You know,
Whatever
he
you
didn't-
do, kill that.
It was pretty funny because really he didn't have to get anywhere close to me. That volcano cannon was just like tick 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 boosh, tick 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 tick
Now
boosh.
the foul mouth blight thing. What is this
Yeah,
thing?
what is that thing again?
It's a character, right? So I
The
can't
foul
target
blight spawn. That's right. You cannot
it.
target it.
Can't target it. Okay, I don't like this guy. How many wounds has he got?
But he only has a range of 9 inches. He could have stayed away from the whole game and just shot me off the table. I mean, he won anyway.
Hey,
Granted.
9 inches is a lot more than you think.
But it was actually a very close game. That game, let me see, I have it written down here. It was super close at the end.
So there was
24 to 22 was the final score in that game.
What was there
24
was
to 22.
there was one point in the game that you mentioned to me was like the turning point in the game. What? Tell me what happened, Dave.
So
Walk
there
me
was
through
this moment. So I bring in my Corn Berserkers going around the backside of this pyramid, right? And he has the Sisters tank with Greyfax in it, a Rhino. And I put a couple of smites on it or whatever. Or no, I couldn't smite it because it's super tank and it has null field. But then my Corn Berserkers surrounded it. And I had a super short charge. I only charged 5 inches and then consolidated. So I left this little corner open of the back of the Rhino. I destroyed the Rhino. And he had just enough room to get all his Sisters of Greyfax out and still be an inch away from my guy. I mean, that close to taking everybody out. So I'm like, all right. He gets all his guys out. So then David, not you, not me, but the David I was playing against, David goes, oh, are you going to consolidate in and get that, crazy Berserker second attack? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is what we call bait. I don't know if you are
Sucker.
aware of this concept or not. It's something that you definitely see occasionally in 40K tournaments. If your opponent is telling you ways to use your army better than what you're planning on using them, you should always stop and think,
What's in it for him?
what's in it for him? Because unless it's Brandon Grant, the gentleman general, I always think twice. So I'm like, in my head, I was like, I didn't think I could charge the guys inside the Rhino, right? Because you have to declare charges in all units. I didn't think I could get to attack. But then I got a little confused with 7th. I thought, well, if they're in the transport and you declare in the transport and you destroy the transport, you can still go after what's in the transport.
Confusion. Now Dave's confused. Good.
Yeah, because the guy's like, hey, you're going to take your second attack and you're going to consolidate it in. I'm like, oh, I guess I can. You know, and I'm, all right. Mistake on my part. Being a little bit greedy, I decided I'd go for it. So I consolidated and get all my guys all in nice and tight in there and blah, blah, blah. And so then, you know, the rotation goes and it's his turn and whatever. And he goes, oh, you can't attack because you didn't declare a charge on him. And I'm like, what? It was, they can't attack him because you didn't declare a charge on him. And I was like, well, didn't you say, he said, oh yeah, I forgot you can't attack him because you didn't declare a charge on him.
Sucker.
And I said, but they're in the transport. If you destroy the transport, are you sure? He's all, I'm pretty sure. Let's call over the TO. Chad comes over. He's like, oh no, bro, you can't fight those guys. I go, so you can't declare a charge on the people inside the transport? He was, well, they're not on the table. So I go, I couldn't even like say, hey, and if I pop that thing, I declare a charge. He goes, no, they're not on the table. So then David, not you, not me, but the day I was playing against, goes, oh, well, I guess it's my turn to attack. I go, oh man, that's pretty rough. And you know what he said? Yeah, it's a hard lesson, but that's how we learn.
Not going to make that mistake again, Dave.
Oh, Dave. It was a little douchey, Dave. You know it, and so do I. It
Oh,
was
no.
a little douchey.
In my book, Dave got singered.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how I learn in the garage. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, but I don't sucker you in, Dave.
Because you don't have to.
Anyway,
You don't have to.
it didn't really matter. I wasn't winning the tournament. I don't care. But
Dave came in third, right? Oh, I don't want to.
no, he didn't. He didn't.
Who came in third?
Somebody else. You thought he was, but no, he didn't. He came in. Both the guys that beat me, I beat overall in the tournament because my win was good enough. But anyways, no big deal. So it ended up, it was a tight game because of that. Because now I lost the Berserkers. I lost that Dark Apostle with him, and I planned to run around his backfield and clean up and really force his troops to move back that way. Yeah, it was a tough game. Hard fought all the way down to the very end, 24-22. Dave won. Good job, Dave Stanley. Not taking nothing from you.
Great job, Dave.
But it was fun. You know, I had a great time the whole tournament. Some of the armies we saw down there were really tough.
Yeah.
I mean, let's where's my list?
Got some hardcore guys there.
Yeah, our winners. Let me talk about our 2 winners real quick. So out of a total of 11 people played. Coming in second place was Andrew Helen, playing orcs of all things, man. So he had these crazy orcs on these little armored vehicles. They had like a flamer weapon, right?
Those war tracks?
I think that's what they're called.
War tracks.
Are they in the index?
They may be Forge World.
Maybe. Yes, they are. They're Forge World. Anyway, so he had those. He had like how many weird boys?
5.
5 weird boys, like 90 boys. He had a pretty unique list going on there. He came in second place. Well done. That's super cool. Good job, Andrew. Coming in first place was Devon Vines. He had a Thousand Suns list.
Oh.
You remember Devon's list?
Yep.
So Devon's was one of those Forge World ridiculousness lists, right? So he had Magnus. He had a Forge World Dreadnought that only shot mortal wounds. I don't remember what it was called. Something with a D. Anyway, it only shot mortal wounds.
He brought the D.
He brought the D, right? He had a whole bunch of Brimstone Horrors. He had Malefic Lords. He had Araman himself. He had Smite Spam, Magnus, and the Leviathan thing.
Spam stew.
Oh, and he had the flyer, right? He had a Fire Raptor.
What was that thing?
He had a Fire Raptor
That's
flyer.
a Chaos Flyer?
Forge World. So, yeah, he was all Forge World up. But, man, great player. He had some tough opponents. He went out there, used the tools that are available, and he won the tournament. Fantastic job. I know Devon, I both think both Devon and Andrew are both going down to playing SoCal Open. So, gentlemen, first of all, I want to say it was great to meet you, and you guys were nice to talk to. I wish you the best of luck down to SoCal.
Good luck in bringing home to Bakersfield.
To the BK, yo, the Bako.
So I was talking to Devon,
Uh-huh.
and he's only been playing for a year and a half.
Yeah, but he's all in, right? He is all in, man. He's following the meta. He's staying up. Didn't he say something like he really liked strategy games or something like that?
I asked what he played before, and he said he played strategy games.
Right.
And he really likes 40K because it's like chess on steroids.
Chess on crack. That's what it is. Plastic crack.
Plastic crack. Heavy metal. Precious metals and plastic.
So, I don't know about you, Dave. I saw a lot of things we don't see up here in Fresno. I saw these super heavy tanks. I saw a lot of Magnuses flying around. A lot of Forge World was down there. Remember the one guy brought the like the all armor list with the Forge World super tank. It was
What's
like
that big red one?
yeah, like I don't know, it was like 36 power level.
It's a Tiger tank. That's all I know.
It was huge.
Had to get around behind it.
But it was a good time. They're all nice folks. What did you
I had a
think,
great
Dave?
time. I loved it. Otto's is a great shop. Otto's a great host. Chad's a great host.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful shop.
Yeah.
Nice area. Enough
Clean.
stuff around.
Yeah, lots of food and drink around. They sell sodas at the store for just $1. What I thought was
Comfortable.
reasonable.
Great AC.
Yeah, yeah.
Great AC.
Yeah, so hey, if you're in Bakersfield and you're not playing at Autos, you're making a mistake.
You are. Because we're going to be down there again.
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
are.
check to see when are they having another one?
I don't know. But we got a few other places. We got to get to Pasadena one of these days. I definitely want to get back to Great Escape and Sacramento. We got a lot of places to go and check out, and we'll give you updates on them. Hopefully, Troy's got all our pictures that we took of the tournament and the
Tons.
folks down there. And I hope you all enjoyed the show. So, I think that'll close us up. Anything you want to
That's
say, Dave?
it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Dave,
And I'm Dave.
and together we are
Twin Linked.
Take care, mon frere.